Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the day shift. Welcome to my kitchen. I am hanging out here with y'all. Let's go ahead and get your coffee, get your water. Y'all, we got some news and information that we need to get caught up on. So a couple of things. One, if you're wondering why you ain't been going live at 8 o'clock, 8:30, like you said you would, because there's been a schedule change on my personal life, right? And I'm doing more news and information throughout the day. So what that means is that when I first open up my eyeballs in the morning, I'm focused on getting news and information, running reports, doing what I need to do first thing in the morning. And then I do at least 2 commentaries. And then I sound like that young man Terrell that does the and then news. And then I go ahead and I do like a rendition, like a 5-minute rendition of what's happening in the news. And then I go live. By that time, the house is a little bit more quiet. People have left. They've gone to work. They're in their respective areas throughout the house working. And so what I'm doing now is having this little quiet space here to do what I need to do. Because normally around this time, I'm usually back in the back office, but that has actually been occupied at this point, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. Y'all don't even know the information that I would love to share with y'all, but we have to kind of keep it quiet for a little while. So yesterday I shared with you all that I had a meeting with a company that wants to do some advertising on Brownstone Worldwide, the website. It was very, very, very successful. So big shout out to those of you all who were giving me the pats on the back yesterday and saying, you got this, because I did. It went really well. So today is the day that I have a meeting at 3:30 to present a concept. And I think we got it. I think we got this contract. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be good for the Brownstone. It's going to be good for what we'll be able to do here in the local area. Y'all know I'm big on being local and doing things in your local community because it is important, because that's where you live. You cannot complain about anything if you are not trying to be a part of the solution. We're also going to share with you guys my cabbage. They looking good today, y'all. I went on ahead and planted cabbage yesterday. I planted 6. I'll probably go back and get some more. And I want those really big, huge, like, I'm not going to say that word, ridiculous size cabbages. I want those. So let's see what happens with these. So I've planted my pinto beans are really, really growing. We're going to share with you those. They're still in the eggshell carton. I'm still kind of concerned about putting them outside. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should get like a small greenhouse and set them outside. The biggest reason why is because where I live, there is there's like woods right in the back of the house. And you know, with woods comes what? Critters. Critters eat. And I'm concerned that if I send them outside too soon, they will be consumed. Because I have deer that come, a family, several throws of deers come through here. I have raccoons in the backyard. Somebody's stray cat has decided to come and hang out on my back porch. And I'm like, you gotta go. So I'm always doing this. you know, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. And I thought, how am I going to keep all of the, and then bugs, we're talking about bugs and stuff like that. Then yesterday I started my mulch bucket, and I'm going to go and get worms today. So we'll be doing that, and I'll take you all along with me so you can see me go and pick up my worms. And hopefully I'll be able to find my worms. And I did some research, and I don't think that there's one or two. I think maybe the Ace Hardware down the street from my house has them. I think Roses may have them in their one little section. My daughter was like, Walmart got them. What I look like going to Walmart right now? Y'all, look at this mug. See that? When it gets hot, it shows my company name, Brownstone Worldwide. How about that? And what we're going to do is give everybody an opportunity to win one of these. Thank you so much for the life steals with Nia. I appreciate you. But yes, we're gonna so either if you put hot or cold water in these, it'll change colors because it's black otherwise. And so maybe we'll do like a little giveaway or something like that for somebody. And that's on everything, because some of you guys don't miss a show. And if you do, you're gonna pop in, you're gonna show some hearts, and you're gonna dip out. And I appreciate you for that. I really, really do. So if you notice, like I said before, the schedule has changed just a little bit to accommodate the fact that I'm not 22 no more. That's fact, okay? And my body be feeling it. I'm going to get better. We're going to get better. But for now, my schedule has changed for the day shift and for tips, topics, and talk. Tips, topics, and talk will be further done in the afternoon, as opposed to being done 2 hours after day shift, because between that and that, something else going to happen in the world, and we need to talk about that. We need to stay caught up on everything. So most definitely, you'll also notice that on my page, I'm doing news and information a little bit more, which is the premise of what Brownstone Worldwide is, mixed in with lifestyle. Is who I am. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just do that and be myself in the meantime. So y'all, let's talk about YouTube Shorts. Let's put that into the mix. First things first. And the reason why I want to talk about that first is because for those of you all who are sleeping on YouTube, do not. Let me explain to you why. Because YouTube provides you with literally several different ways to get your content to your subscribers, right? It's literally a television network. Look at my little plaid. Okay, I'm proud of my plaid though, y'all. So it's like a television platform almost. Okay, so YouTube, has always been about the long form content, but now you can do shorts on there, very much like on YouTube. On TikTok. You can also do posts like what? TikTok. But what I really like about it is the go live feature. Love that. And once you get to a specific place, you're able to connect your store to your station. And now they're going to be doing some things very, very similar to what TikTok is doing, because TikTok is still number one in the game in terms of monetization and commerce and so forth. Now, y'all do know that YouTube is owned by Google. So they still have AdSense. That's how people are generating their revenue and things of that nature. Now they have podcasts that are available. Then you have, of course, YouTube Music. Ask me how I know. Because I subscribe. I am a subscriber. And the reason why is I don't want ads. So I pay not to have ads. Okay. And I use YouTube Music more than I do my Apple Music subscription. Why am I bringing this up? Because if you do not have your own channel on YouTube, you might want to seriously consider it in addition to what you're doing here. So while I am broadcasting live on TikTok, Bigo, Instagram, all the places, I'm also broadcasting live on YouTube. And that is a really good thing, because what I have figured out is while I'm going live, people are subscribing and they're finding me. Okay. So definitely keep that in mind. So one of the things that YouTube does is it monitors how many times people watch your shorts. It's not anything like what TikTok does. So what they're doing is they're doing an overhaul. So check this out. YouTube Shorts is changing the way that it counts the views. That's important for a lot of us. So YouTube has a rule that if you are to get monetized, you have to have so many views on your stuff. One of the quickest ways to get those views is through your shorts. My shorts have more views than my long form content on Brownstone Worldwide, right? So I started paying attention. It was my son that did it. KJ was like, hey, Cosmo Mom, Cosmo Martin 570. How are you? Thank you so much for that. So he was like, Mother, you need to pay attention to your shorts. I was like, what is shorts? He was like, it's like reels. It's like the TikTok less than 1 minute, so forth, so on, right? And so I went over there and I found out that a short is like a minute and a half, maybe like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes or whatever. So I started spending a little bit more time on that, and boom, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much for asking. So for those of you all who are new here, go ahead and tap on the screen. Let other people know that we are here. It's a lot of stuff that I'm learning, y'all, along the way with this going live and doing all the things. So I have this goal that I'm supposed to reach, where I'm supposed to ask for a call to action. Oh, okay. Y'all tap on the screen, show a sister some love. How about that? Because what the algorithm does is picks that up and lets people know that we're here and that there's engagement. What that does is pushes me out. I didn't know that. I read up on it last night. So I'm just sitting here talking, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. We have some really good numbers. When I run the numbers on TikTok alone, on average, is 370 people that come through here, right? But what we want to do is make sure that they stay and they remain engaged. So when you all are talking and stuff, it kicks it out to the algorithm. The hearts let people know that we're here. So that's really good as well. So I appreciate you all. For those of you all who do know that, you come in, the first thing y'all do is start, okay? And I reciprocate, even if I don't see you when you go live and you have a store, deals with Nia, I purchase stuff and make sure that I reciprocate as well. So anyway, so what YouTube Shorts is doing is they're changing how they count the views. The short form vertical video feature will now count views. Listen to this, y'all. Based on the number of times a video starts to play or replay, rather than how long a user watches the content. Do y'all even understand how important and paramount that is? Let me repeat that again, just in case you might have missed it. You ready? Here we go. YouTube Shorts is changing the way it counts its views. The short form vertical video feature will now count views based on the number of times a video starts to play or replay. The new system, which goes into effect March 31st, appears to have been designed to align with and mimic the viewer count creators receive on the sites of competitors TikTok and Instagram. Do y'all even understand how important that is? Let me tell you why. Because if it's going to start counting those views, you'll get to monetization quicker than you have in the past. Right? Because people are consuming content faster. What do you do when you get your phone? First thing in the morning, when you get your coffee or whatever, or even before you get out the bed, what's the first thing you do? You're checking your emails. You're checking your text messages. You're running through the news. Keep it 100 with yourself now. Before you get in the shower, before you take your bath, first thing, whatever you do, before you brush your teeth, it is the first thing that you do. Hey, Angie T, how are you? It's the first thing that you do. You scrolling. And you very well might hit somebody with, oh, let's, and within 10 seconds, guess what? Shroop, they gone. They might come back through, but it's rare that they do because something else is going to catch their attention. Okay? So what we're finding, what they have found is if they do this, this is going to help people get to the monetization quicker. Because when I sat back and I thought about it, oh, because you have to watch the whole video all the way through. And TikTok is like that as well. You got to watch the whole video and then do the top, bottom up and then go all and all the things, right? And so when I learned that, I thought, oh, okay. So for those of you all who are considering YouTube as an option to TikTok, because we do know that this TikTok ban is looming once again, consider YouTube as, because YouTube is like what? It is still the number one search engine in the world. Not Google, YouTube. YouTube. And what is a close second? TikTok. A lot of people don't know that. Absolutely. So for those of you all who are new here, don't know who I am, I'm Paulette, owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. All right. Now, like I said before, you'll notice that I'm doing news more often because I'm trying to structure what's happening here. Okay. And I have to get a structure. So if I'm Brownstone Worldwide and I'm talking about doing brownstone, living a brownstone lifestyle or whatever, I'm just going to show y'all what I do throughout my day. That's it. Like last night, my son and his homeboy came over and celebrated his birthday here at the house. He didn't want to do nothing major. And first of all, let's talk about this child is as dark as my son. You walking in the middle of the dark in the South on an unpaved road to come and see your homeboy at night. I thought you was driving, son. What are you doing? Oh, yes, ma'am. Let's get in the car and go get him. Where he at? On the side of the road walking. If you don't get your tail, where's your grandmother? Oh, I told her I was leaving. You told her you were leaving where? Yeah, we had a whole conversation. I said, honey, don't do that again. It's too dangerous out here. You in the woods walking? Are you insane? Well, anyway, so just wanted to kind of share that. So when you are creating your content, what I'm also learning is create the content. I'm telling y'all some of the stuff that I'm learning. Just create the content, but also have some type of structure with what you do. I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. A perfect example is we know that when we go to Don Lemon's site, what he gonna be doing? Several times a day, at a specific time, 5 o'clock, he gonna be doing the news. 10 a.m., he's probably doing the news right now, right? Talking about the news. That's what he's going to do. And he does not deviate from that. That is who he is. And he does the exact same thing on his YouTube channel. Okay? He does not deviate away from that. So I thought, okay, well, I'll do the same thing. Deals with Nia. You go to Deals with Nia's page. What's she doing? You a lemon head. Are you really? I thought about it. I thought about going on ahead and subscribing to get that inside stuff. Yeah. And what's really funny is I've been calling you all neighbors. And we do have a section of the magazine that's called The People in the Neighborhood. So I started calling y'all neighbors. And I was like, maybe I should do something with that. Maybe I should, but it needs to make sense. It needs to make sense or it don't make sense. I love him. It was like, he's such a, no, I am glad that this happened. Things happen for a reason. We always say that here. Think about who he has become outside of being on professional news. He has connected and made and created an entire community. And from what I understand, Joy Reid getting ready to do the same thing. I'm in good company. But everybody is going to do it their way. You know what I mean? So that's what's so beautiful to watch. So let's talk about Deals with Nia. When you go over to Deals with Nia's page, what do you expect to see? She does not deviate. She is a part of the TikTok affiliate program, and she's going to always give you her opinion and feedback on products that she herself uses. You're not going to see anything else. You'll see parts of who her life is and her family and all of that. And I just learned Deals with Nia got another page. I didn't even know it. I totally forgot. I was like, am I following this girl page? I need to follow her. See what's going on. And it's about motherhood. Good one. Excellent. Because you should have a backup, right? You see what I'm saying? So when we are doing what we love to do, continuing to create these spaces, just be yourself and remain in that space, I think is what I'm saying. And have your niche. My niche is lifestyle. My niche is also I love to present the news, and I love to share the things that I am currently learning about my business and also about gardening and all of that other stuff. And when the seasons change, guess what? I'm gonna be talking about something else. Guess what's coming up, y'all? Easter. Guess what I'm gonna be doing on Sundays? The Sunday brunch is returning. Yes. We gonna go live a couple of times, honey. I'm gonna be in this kitchen. We're gonna be cooking, laughing and talking, playing a little gospel. No, ma'am, we're not gonna be on all of the platforms doing it, right? Unless, of course, I figure out a way to do that and play music that I've written only. Then, of course, I'll consider it. But we'll cook, we'll make roast, we'll do all the things. You see what I'm saying? Be yourself. Gardening, Ayurveda, Ayurveda. I can never say that word. Natural healing. There you go. Healing food. Boom. There you go. If that's you, make that rock. That's what I love about creating because then the people that are supposed to find you will. Then if that's who you are, then be that, Angie. I'm like that. I've just learned a couple of things. I like to try to split. So I did a video about this young lady from Tufts University. Have you all heard about that? Let's talk about that really quick. So a graduate student from Tufts University was picked up by ICE yesterday. Not yesterday, but I think the day before. And I'm going to pull it up. I actually did a commentary piece on it in my way. Because it doesn't make sense. She is... And somebody filmed it. It was so bad. They threw a bag on the ground. It's Tufts University. So Tufts University graduate student detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Somerville, Massachusetts this week is now, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and find out what's happening. She's being held in Louisiana. That's where they're sending folks, that and Florida, according to a statement from the university president, Sunil Kumar. We have recently learned and verified that Rumisa Uzurk, the student who was detained by federal immigration authorities yesterday, is currently being held in Louisiana. We recognize how frightening and distressing the situation is for her loved ones, and the larger community here at Tufts, especially our international students, staff, and faculty who may be feeling vulnerable or unsettled by these events. We stand with our Muslim students, especially during their observance of Ramadan, as we recognize that Ramusa was on her way to an iftar gathering with friends at the Interfaith Center when she was detained. I got questions. DHS and ICE investigations found that Ozurk engaged in activities in support of Hamas, a foreign terrorist organization that relishes the killing of Americans. And that's what the spokesperson said. A visa is a privilege, not a right. Glorifying and supporting terrorists who kill Americans is grounds for visa issuance to be terminated. This is common sense security. That is not what she was doing, and y'all know it. Over an article she wrote a year ago. They got the whole thing on video. The legal team representing her told Fox News she had a valid F1 visa status prior to her arrest. They also said no charges have been filed against their client and are demanding her release. Here's where I have my issue with this whole thing. So you mean to tell me that she don't have a right to free speech in this country? That's our First Amendment right? Running wild and unchecked. Yes. Hey, Simon. How are you? She absolutely should, Carol Sue. You gonna hang with us for a little while, sir? You should. And we keep missing each other, brother. So What's disturbing, and I did talk about this in my video before I learned a little bit more, but I want to know, how long have you all been following her? How did y'all know where she was? It's too much. You waiting on your call back? Ours, not hers, is what they showing. Exactly. She has First Amendment rights like everybody else. It's mind blowing. And where are they? That's a good question, Simon. Yep. Where they at? Somebody needs to be somewhere asking questions like, yo, what's up? What we doing? What are we doing here in this instance? Why are we even having these conversations and stopping people? I think what got me was, how in the world did y'all know where she was? No matter that she wrote an article a year ago, how did you all know where she was? Who's doing the intel? I can't believe that they are all right. And here's the thing. That's where my head is at. Why are you all allowing this to happen? Where are our Democrats? I need questions. I got questions. I understand. Okay, put your pretty people dress on and talk about Hot Wheels, whatever his name is. But go out here in these streets and do some real work where we can see what you're doing. Ask those questions. Then you all were masked. They targeted her. They absolutely did. So I did a little piece on a little commentary. And why were they masked? That's the other thing. What were y'all doing? So now they done took her from Massachusetts, brought her to Louisiana, and how long are y'all gonna hold her? That's another question that I have. Here's something else. Have y'all heard about the place where they are holding people in Miami? Y'all heard about it and how bad it is? They're saying it's a detention center. Some people are calling it a concentration camp. How about that? Let's see what it's called. Starts with a K. Is it Cornus? Cormus? Yeah. Yes. So let's dig deep. Yeah, I have to talk about that because it kind of, when we are not in the know, it's an issue. It is an issue. Let's see if it's going to pull up for me. Chrome Detention Center. They're being treated like dogs. That's what family members are saying. The Republicans are also shocking me. They are getting passed up for positions by unqualified people. Oh my God, today. You better say it again. Oh, Lord. Did y'all hear that they partied at Mar-a-Lago after they sent out those text messages? Sure did. $1 million a plate. So y'all just out here just having a good old time. Did y'all hear about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure are. So let's talk about this. Somebody got video on the inside. So let's talk about this. Family members of detainees being held at Chrome Detention Center are speaking out about the alleged harsh conditions of the facility. Ain't alleged. Three folks have lost their lives. Some of the women are saying that they're being held for days without a shower. Their showers are less than 3 minutes. They get 1 cup of water in a styrofoam cup per day. The facility is only supposed to hold a specific number of people. They've expanded past that, and they're like 4,000 people over as of 2 days ago, I understand. So family members of detainees being held at Chrome Detention Center are speaking out in a video that has since gone viral. Good morning, Sharonda. Shows people sleeping on the floor, a man pleading for help and explaining there is little to no food at Chrome, while y'all having whole parties after y'all done text the entire journalistic community and lied about it and kicking it in Mar-a-Lago for $1 million a seat. The video caught the eye of Maria Bilbao with the American Friends Service Committee, who spoke to that man over the phone this week. Osiris was deported to Mexico. He was detained in Chrome for several days with no water, sleeping outside. Marlene Amador, Costa Frida's fiance, was released from the Tampa Correctional Facility after violating his probation for previous arrest. He was then put on a bus and taken to Chrome Detention Center. I honestly know he has to serve whatever he did. I am not that ignorant, but not that treatment that they are getting. Not only him, they're being treated like dogs. There's no AC. Everybody is sick. God knows what they have. There's no medical attention, much less give them privileges to a bathroom. So in February, Telemundo reported on a Ukrainian man who lost his life in the hospital after allegedly falling ill at Crohn and not receiving adequate care. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said in a statement that while they can't provide population numbers due to operational and security concerns, lies. Baby, I block people in here, and you could be whatever you want, but human rights is human rights. Okay, hold on just a minute. Didn't I say the block is hot? Let's go ahead and do that. Yes, the block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot, hot, hot. Yes, let's go ahead and do that. Yes, go on ahead, honey. Now, all right, what were we talking about? No humanity whatsoever. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you've done or whatever. And I know that sounds crazy, but everybody should have the fundamental right to be treated like a human being, even at the most basic of levels. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. Y'all can think what you want. You can say whatever you want. Right's right, and it don't wrong nobody. And eventually, you end up paying for what you do to people. Period. There you go. Hey, Tata, how are you? So to alleviate overcrowding concerns, I said they are transferring detainees to other facilities with available space, expediting case processing, and working with local and state partners. So if we are looking for people who are what's the word I'm looking for? If we're looking for people who are supposed to be criminals and supposed to be that young lady that got picked up yesterday, Tuesday rather, there was no reason why she should have been picked up. And can I keep it 100 with y'all? Even though she had an F1 visa, imagine what this means for us the more that we speak out. See, people are missing that whole point, that First Amendment rights have been violated. You're working and you're at work. Okay, well, thank you, Sharonda, for hanging out with us. Think about that. So I can't say what I believe is right or wrong because you don't like what I have to say. Let me explain something to y'all. It couldn't be me. You couldn't tell me that I work for ICE, which I could not. You couldn't tell me that I work for ICE and it's okay to do people the way that I just saw y'all do that young lady. I need that to make sense. So she couldn't write an article and submit that a year ago. The question is, how did we get here? How are we hunting down people? How are we hunting down people and picking them up to be deported? How? And if we're going to do that, go ahead and deport everybody that's supposed to be deported. I got questions. Sad thing is that MAGA has brilliantly caused the divide and believe that the poor are the enemy. And the poor is not the enemy. Not the enemy at all. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. But if we don't talk about it, guess what happens? If we keep our head in the sand, I say it all the time. If we don't talk about it, if we do nothing, they will continue to do what they want to do. Let's talk about this event that happened with the text messages. First of all, we all know that nothing is going to happen to them, right? There will be no prosecution. Nobody will lose their jobs. Heads will not roll. They're doing this tap dance. Y'all shouldn't have even had this committee have them come before you because you know you're not gonna do nothing. Oh, they coming for them too, Cutter. But guess what? They're harder to identify, aren't they? They got some of them too. Yep. So my question is where is the accountability for any of this? Trying to get back into the country. Yes, that is true. You're right. I don't even see that, Carol Sue. I don't think that there will be a fall guy. They're trying to downplay it. And they'll do it again. It'll be something else. And then it'll be something else. And then it'll be something else. Yeah. And to think that we have how many more days of this? How many more days of this we got? How many more days? Please, y'all. Somebody help me. I'm going over the we got 1,395 days, 1 hour and 59 minutes and 39 seconds. The guy named Walls might be the fall guy. They're gonna let him fall on it. Why they say FBA are immigrants too? What is the worst part, Simon? For those of you all who are watching, TikTok is on fire. Y'all here talking. I'm trying to keep up. What's the worst part? Unless more Democrats step up, we will be stuck here. Exactly. And these are not Republicans, y'all. These are not the regular Republicans of old. These are MAGites. Weak and powerless. So let's talk about that. And I almost responded to a post I saw of Maxine Waters talking about DJT's wife and asking about her parents. We don't care nothing about that. What you doing, Miss 80-plus-year-old? What are you doing in these streets? What you doing to do something about what's happening? Because what they're not going to do is put them folks out. So let's focus our energy on what we need to focus our energy on. That part. We need young Democrats, even as young as me. And I don't attribute myself to be Republican or Democrat. Y'all can call me what you want, but you won't call me crazy. I always believe in what's right. 301 total, 104 done in the overall progress of Project 2025. And the guy that helped write Project 2025 said he is pleasantly surprised at how fast this man is going to get all of this done. They're not going to fight back. You know why? But let me also say this. They're not fighting back, because if they were, we would see it. Like AOC, like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders looked like he got 1 foot in the grave. But I bet you that joker has been on point in the streets with his Fight the Oligarchy tour. Senator Warnock is now also, is it Ossoff? I think it's Ossoff. He's doing the same thing now. We also have, who else do we have that's out here? Let's see. Ro Khanna has also been in the streets doing his thing over in on the West Coast. So we have all levels of leadership under him. More tragic actions coming. And see, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, how do we stop this train? It's like the train is moving and nobody's driving. Nobody's just moving. It's just we can't even keep up. Every day is something else. It's something else. It literally is something else. But we do have some things that we can focus upon. So today when I went over to Brownstone Worldwide, true story, I really did. We found out that GameStop, let's talk about some other things that are being impacted, and not in a negative way, because we can sit here, we can talk about that all day long, right? And I really don't want to do that. I try to stay away from it because all it does is make me angry as HE toothpicks. So y'all heard about the tariffs, right? The tariffs on cars. My daughter sent me a link, and I've been trying to tell her that it doesn't work that way. So she sent me a link from this woman on Instagram who was saying, look at all that Donald Trump has done with the tariffs and everything. More jobs are coming back to the US of A. First of all, he ain't been in office long enough for any of that stuff to have come from his administration. It literally came, dingbat, from the Biden administration. So Hyundai is bringing a plant here. You have Microsoft that is investing a couple billion into some projects. Do y'all think that in the past 90 days, and it ain't even been, 65 good? In the past couple of days or months, 2.5 months or so, that this man has been able to get all of these companies to do that? Come on and think, y'all. Come on now. If any of you all have been in business for any length of time, anything that has any kind of weight is going to take time and strategy and planning and resources that don't happen within 90 days. People ain't sitting up making decisions like bringing an entire Hyundai plant to the US of A in less than 90 days. Come on now. Not that one. There's another one, Simon. Microsoft is bringing something. And the economy is doing this and is doing that. It was going to do that anyway, because some of this is still fallout from the Biden administration. But because of the leadership that he presented, this man is getting credit for it. Really? People don't understand. People don't even understand how this really works, I guess. Well, anyway, so let's talk about GameStop. Y'all do know that GameStop is getting ready to take $1.3 billion to raise money to purchase Bitcoin. Oh, the spelling errors. And they don't understand how tariffs work. So now let's talk about the auto industry really quick before we get into GameStop. So this man said he's going to impose 25% tariffs on cars coming into and out of the United States. Y'all know how high cars are. I need a car right now. My car's smoking like it's got a cigarette in its mouth. And my feelings are hurt because I own her. And it's going to cost too much for me to repair. So it's time for a new vehicle. Do y'all know how high cars are? So you're going to try to impose a 25% tariff starting what day? Was it April 2nd? Okay. Do you all think that we will see a decrease in car sales? Because consumers have already begun to show that they are nervous in this current economy. So do you think they're worried about cars? No. I'm literally looking for a cash car. I don't want another car note. I don't need a car note that's more than my mortgage. That don't even make sense to me at this point in my life. Hey, Karen, how are you? For a new used car? Really, Karen? What's that like? I would think that if I went through something like that, it would be ridiculous. I need something I can say, I got a couple G's. What you got for me? That's how you got your hybrid? Oh, really? Do tell. Because there's an Enterprise not far from me. I really do. I need a cash car. I need something that is not going to break my bank while I continue to build this business. I need something. Yeah. Well, anyway, so GameStop Corp has made a bold move by announcing a proposed private offering of $1.3 billion in convertible senior notes. The company plans to use the net proceeds from this offering for general corporate purposes, including the acquisition of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, won't be a cash card, darn it. This decision comes shortly after GameStop updated its investment policy to allow Bitcoin to be used as a treasury reserve asset. Y'all see where we're going with this? Do you see where we're going with this? Bitcoin is not going anywhere, folks. I say this in all honesty because I purchased Bitcoin when it first started being a thing. When it was like less than 1 cent to purchase, I purchased some, and then I turned around and sold it because I didn't see the value in it. And I picked up some more last year, and I also picked up XRP, and I picked up Shiba Inu. And at the beginning of the year, they all shot through the roof, like ridiculous. Let's talk about what it's looking like right now. Let me sip some of this water. Let's talk about my 401k. Excuse me, my IRA. All right, I've had my moment. If you don't want to know, don't look at your stuff right now, but don't you pull it out. Don't pull it out right now. It's not time. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just walk away. Slowly walk away. Because it's still not looking good. It's not looking good. Oh my God. I don't have no more words. So what else are we talking about? I was just talking about that. XRP price prediction for 2030, but that's 2030. I need my coins now. Coincide with us a scam. I don't think, David, help me understand. I think I missed a word. Well, anyway, all right. So for those of you all who are new here, I'm Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. You can go ahead and get your free digital copy in the stand store above my head on TikTok. If you are on Brownstone Worldwide, you can also tap on the lovely picture of the cover of Brownstone Worldwide, Brownstone Living Magazine. It is purple. It's super cute. Her name is Aisha Taylor Issa, and she owns the company, The Sister Shop, which was actually in Midtown Atlanta here, and she literally had to close the store. And so now she's completely digital, and she's going back and doing what they call the Sister, the Sister Business Expo. And so she goes around the country and does these expos in major metropolitan cities and highlights Black women businesses. So I love that for her. She's doing an amazing job. What were we talking about yesterday that was so important? I hope Angie T is here. Angie T, and for those of you all who were here yesterday, the meeting that I had yesterday about Brownstone Worldwide and this advertiser was a success. I have a meeting today at 3:30. We will be, I'm sure, hearing back from them in regards to doing more business where we are currently. So I just had to come back and share because we get personal in here too, y'all. We get personal in here. So what did we learn today before we wrap? Because I got to get ready for tips, topics, and talk and for this meeting. One, we found out that YouTube is getting ready to create or treat their shorts like TikTok does. And that's where it's going to start counting when you first start playing it and replays as well. So if you're looking to get monetized on YouTube, that's the thing to do. You want to go over there. All right. Let me also show y'all my the pinto beans. Y'all want to see the pinto beans? Let's show you the pinto beans. For those of you all who are not familiar with what we do here, we also do some lifestyle stuff. And last week, I planted pinto beans in an eggshell carton. Let me show you what they look like today. Here we are. All right, you ready? Are you ready? They're still in the egg carton, y'all. You ready? Look at that. You see how good they look? And they're already starting to grow their little leaves. You see how they open up? And what's our rule? You reap what you sow. Look at that. Why is this important? Because you reap what you sow. Did I plant an apple seed? No, I planted pinto beans. And what did I get? I got pinto beans. Let that sink in from a spiritual perspective, okay? Let that just go ahead and sink in so you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. I planted cabbage 2 days ago. Here they are. We're going to leave them in the house for now. Oh my God, where did you get that planter from? Dollar Tree for $1.25. Okay, go ahead and get you a couple of them and do what you need to do. Okay, if you want seeds, get you some seeds. I've gone on ahead and I started my seeds. These are green and red bell pepper seeds. We're going to go ahead and match these up with some basil and with chives. Okay. And I also have my carrots ready, and my potatoes' eyes have started to sprout. So we're going to continue with those. And I started my mulching bin yesterday with leaves from my own yard. Hold on. Uh-oh, y'all in here chopping it up. I done missed something. Oh, I done missed something. Carol Sue, I want the tea. Anyway, so I've got the seeds here. Y'all get to talking, and I feel like I missed something. We're going to be planting these, and I'll be sharing that with you guys later on. I'm going to go and find somebody that's got some worms around the community somewhere. Now, the only place that I heard that's got them is Walmart. I ain't going to Walmart. So I don't know if I have to like put down like cardboard in my own yard and kind of wet it a little bit to get the earthworms to come up. I might have to do that and just go ahead and pull them. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done that. Years, 25, 30 years. A bait shop. They don't have one here. Can y'all believe that? They don't have a bait shop here. All these country folks down here. So I might have, and see, with my car smoking the way that it is, I don't want to drive any further than maybe 1 or 2 months from now. She going in the shop on Saturday, y'all. But I do believe it's the axle rod. I do. No fishing. Well, where I live, there's a body of water. There's several bodies of water, even one behind my house. People go fishing behind my house. But I don't know where they're getting their worms from. So I will look again into it. And Cutter, you're probably right. There might be one, but I don't think that there's one local to where I am. I really, really don't. I really don't. So yes, and I'm concerned. I'm not putting my current fruits of my labor outside just yet until I either get like a greenhouse or something like that. And we're going to be sharing that with you all a little bit later. All right, now here's what we're doing. I'll be back on later on this evening because it's already 11:16 and I'm trying to stay on schedule. It's hard though because I get to run in my mouth. And so what we're going to do is come back for tips, topics, and talk. We'll probably do something different this go round because we do news and information in the morning. Now I have to kind of break that up again. New schedule, trying out some new things. Y'all let me know what you want to talk about. And shout out to those of you all who reached out and wanted to know what the topics were for the magazine. If you're still interested in writing for the magazine, you absolutely can. If you want to write for brownstoneworldwide.com, you absolutely can. Of course, we're always looking for commentary. And letting people know what your thoughts and your vibe and your feeling is. You know what the vibe and the feeling of the owner is. And so that's what the content should be about in that respect. I try my best to leave it open to people, but if you're providing inaccurate information, if you're providing hateful comments and things like that in your commentary, it will be rejected. And unfortunately, I've had to do that for at least 2 of the submissions that we've recently got. All right. Now, in the magazine are going to be some of the apps that we have discussed here in this upcoming April issue. So, yeah, girl, off the chain. That's not who we are. But yeah, so we shared a lot of that information with our folks, and we'll continue to do that as you all share here on the day shift and tips, topics, and talk. So you'll start seeing more of me and more news and information. And I'll start doing TikTok affiliates. So big shout out to those of you all who have remained consistent with it, because I haven't. And I've been in the program for over a year. That doesn't mean that I don't make money, because I do, right? But I need to really focus and dig in. So I'm learning some stuff about myself, right? Like I love to talk, but me just straight up selling, Yep. So cheers to that. Let's see how we do. Look. You see that? It's disappearing. Look at that. It's back to its regular color almost. And remember, when you put hot or cold in this mug, you'll see Brownstone Worldwide. It'll pop up. Now, before we wrap, let's talk about ChatGPT. How many of you all are familiar with ChatGPT in here? Oh my God, today. Midjourney can count their days. because I was using Midjourney, and I actually have an annual membership to Midjourney so that I can create images and stuff like that. And they get that $99. I bet you they won't get no more. Not after ChatGPT did what they did 2 days ago. And I tried it out for a little bit and I said, oh. So check this out. I'm going to be sharing some of the images that I've created with ChatGPT. Not an image generator. I said ChatGPT. They finally got it right. So I want to share with y'all what it did. It is absolutely amazing. I don't know. Anybody else familiar with the image generator in ChatGPT? If you are not, please be prepared to be mind blown. Be mind blown. I think I already shared one of the images on TikTok, but I'll be sharing it throughout the day. Some of the images for Brownstone Worldwide, which will become designs. Yeah, we already have merch, but these, mind-blowing. So anyway, all right. So again, it is 11:20. We got to get up out of here because I got stuff to do. 2 meetings today. Y'all wish me luck. Fingers crossed. I think we got this. 3 things that I always like to tell people at this beautiful, sunny 62 degrees in Atlanta right now. 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life because you only get one you. You might as well enjoy it. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. Y'all, we'll see you later on this afternoon for tips, topics, and talk with more news, more information, more lifestyle. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and breakfast with Werner. Here to entertain and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.